can you tell me a little bit about your experience with Bigfoot?
My first sighting was in 2009, and my next sighting was September 6th of 2012, and that's when I shot and killed Bigfoot in San Antonio.
Okay, I mean, what did it look like?
It's big and hairy, over 8 foot tall, over 800 pounds.
Really? What were you doing? Can you describe? Okay, so have you ever thought that Bigfoot was interesting, or have you ever learned?
Well,
have you ever had?
Well, in 2008, I did a Bigfoot hoax with Tom Biscardi. And
who's that?
Tom Biscardi is another Bigfoot hunter. And we did a hoax in 2008. I did not believe in Bigfoot at the time, but that hit worldwide news, and we had a live CNN press conference in 2008, and that got me in the Bigfoot door. And once I got in the Bigfoot door, I started doing expeditions and stuff, and I still didn't believe in Bigfoot at that time. I was just doing expeditions to make money. And with all the stories, because the expeditioners will tell stories around a campfire and stuff of their experience of Bigfoot. And I started to say, hey, there must be something out there, because I've been on close to 90 expeditions, and everyone had basically the same story. And in 2009, I actually saw a Bigfoot with my own eyes. And then when I saw the Bigfoot, I knew if I could see it, he's breathing, so I could kill it. And that's when I started 100% believing in Bigfoot.
Why did you start the hoax videos and stuff?
In 2008.
But why did you start doing them?
In 2008, I was a correctional officer, and my buddy was a police officer. And we was hiking through the mountains, and we said, hey, let's tell everybody we saw Bigfoot. And we made a couple of YouTube videos in 2008, and then a Bigfoot hunter named Tom Biscardi came along and said, look guys, I know you don't have a Bigfoot body, but we can make a lot of money. So we said okay, because at that time we thought that Bigfoot people were just insane. And we started to do that with Tom Biscardi, making videos, getting attention and stuff, and we played that out. And at that time, it was all jokes and games, and we thought people were just idiots until 2009. And that's when I had my first sighting outside of San Antonio, Texas. And then I started getting real serious about it and getting investors so I could do this full time. And on September 6th of 2012, I killed a Bigfoot.
Okay. Well, can you kind of describe what was going on that day that you first encountered it? When did you first encounter it? Can you say that date again?
Now, are you talking about the first time I ever saw a Bigfoot, or are you talking about where I killed the Bigfoot on September 6th?
No, where did you first see a Bigfoot?
I saw my first Bigfoot in San Antonio, outside of San Antonio, Texas, behind a Home Depot, and it was digging through a dumpster, and we came around the corner, and I saw it. He looked straight at me, and he just turned off and walked away. And I was in shock, and I just stood there because I thought that Bigfoot was a mythical beast, but yet I am seeing it right here in front of my eyes. And then that's when I started to get investors, because I wanted to do this full time. So
that first time that you saw him in back of the Home Depot, that's when you became a believer?
That's when I became a believer.
Why were you in back of Home Depot? Can you describe like what you were doing, and just take me there that day?
That day we were with a film crew, and we were walking around.
Doing a hoax, right?
Huh?
Doing a hoax. Doing one of the hoax shoots.
No. The hoax was just in 2008 only. From May of 2008 to August of 2008. All we were doing then is just picking at the Bigfoot community. I mean, saying that they're idiots and stuff, because we didn't believe in Bigfoot. But after the story went worldwide, we got a lot of recognition, and we started to do it for real. We started to do expeditions, and we filmed a lot with the BBC and Sky TV in the UK. And we started to make a name for ourselves as one of the legitimate Bigfoot researchers. So we came a long way since 2008. A long way.
And then when was 2000? When did you see him again for the first time at Home Depot? What date was that?
In 2009.
Is when you first saw him.
The first sighting ever of Bigfoot that I saw.
And okay, so once again, can you just describe, like, take me there? You said you were filming, and what happened? What time was it?
It was I guess around 5 o'clock or so, and we were walking there to see which light is better to film in, and where we're going to stand and what we're going to do when we're filming. And I was walking beside the Home Depot, and I looked to my left, and I saw a Bigfoot digging in the dumpster of a Home Depot of all places. I know it sounds crazy, but he was digging through the dumpster at the Home Depot. So I looked, and I started to walk. I said, "Is it a bear?" And then when he stood up, and I'm like, "That's a Bigfoot." We locked eyes, and he turned and he walked off. And he walked over the hill and into the woods.
Was he peaceful? What was he like?
He wasn't threatening, but he kept looking at me.
What did his eyes look like?
Just mysterious. It's real shock when you.
Did he look like half man, or like what? How did he look?
Well, at that time, it happened so quick. I really didn't get a lot of details until I went back in September of last year. So, I don't know if it was the same beast. I thought that this beast was landlocked, because all of the recent buildings and stuff that were going up, and I thought that he got trapped in a section of land, which come to find out that was wrong. And but between 2009 and 2012, I've been back there and didn't find anything.
Do you think there are more Bigfoots out there?
Well, if we could fast forward to 2012, I was filming with the BBC.
For what?
For a Bigfoot documentary on people that obsessed with Bigfoot. And they filmed me and several other Bigfoot hunters across the world. And this was the last time that they were filming with me. And we were supposed to go to San Antonio, spend 6 to 10 days, and then we was going to Northern California to spend another 10 days. When we got to San Antonio, I started to go in the woods and interviewing the homeless, because there's a community of homeless there that's huge, that lives in the woods. And we started talking to them. And in 2010, there was a couple of 911 calls made that a homeless couple saw Bigfoot dragging a deer carcass across the road. So I said, okay, well, we're going to find some more homeless and we're going to interview them and stuff. And that's what we did all day. And every homeless person that we interviewed had the same story. They said, look, just stay here and you will see a Bigfoot. He comes around here all the time. So most people would say, oh, they're just crazy. I said, okay, well, we're going to camp with you. We're going to have our expedition here. And
that was San Antonio, Texas?
That was San Antonio on September 1st is when we started the expedition, because it was supposed to be the 1st through the 10th. And we started the expedition, and we got a lot of people saying, hey, Bigfoot comes around here a lot. And the camera guy, the producer's like, oh, well, whatever. I mean, just do what you do. And he really didn't believe in Bigfoot. And so I said, look, we need to go to Walmart to get ribs, to get some ribs and nail them on a tree. Because he was dragging a deer carcass across the road, and ribs is the closest thing to deer. So let's just nail some ribs on a tree.
Wait, did the homeless people say that they saw him eating a deer?
The homeless people said that they saw him dragging a deer carcass across the road.
In San Antonio, Texas.
In San Antonio, Texas. And so did a motorist passing by at the same time.
And that was in 2012?
No, that was in, I believe, 2010.
So the homeless people and the motorists said they saw Bigfoot carrying around a carcass in 2010?
Yes, I believe it was 2010, yes.
Okay.
So after that, we nailed a slab of ribs to a tree. And then the next morning, and this was like from September 1st through September 5th, it was really stinking, the ribs. But on the morning of September 6th, I was in my tent and I heard a noise and I looked up and I saw Bigfoot beside the tree eating the ribs. And I grabbed my cell phone and I started to film. At this same time, the documentary maker was trying to get my attention, but I was already up and I was filming this. And I stepped out of my tent and when the film guy stepped out of his tent, and all we could do was stare at this beast. I had a gun and everything, but all we can do is stare. And this beast acted like that he didn't even care that we were there, that he didn't care that we were seeing him. So he grabbed the ribs and just walked off. So we're like, oh my God, that was a Bigfoot. So we went back to Walmart. We got out of the woods. We went back to Walmart and we bought 3 or 4 more slabs of ribs. And we nailed it up. He wanted to get HD footage. He had no idea that I was going to kill it. He thought the gun was just for protection against the mountain lions and whatever else might be out there.
Well, who is this, your producer?
Well, I mean, he's a documentary filmmaker from the BBC.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, he was working on a documentary called Man of Monsters, or Monsters of Men, that was going to air on the BBC. And when we nailed the ribs up, and this time I nailed them up on several different trees. So we wanted him to come back, and all this guy wanted to do was get HD footage of the Bigfoot. Well, that didn't work for me. I had my gun, and this was a chance that I could redeem myself in front of the whole world because of the hoax I did in 2008. And I nailed them up there on several different trees. And that night, on September 6th, that same night, Bigfoot came back. And this time, I was ready. I knew what I was going to do. I was still scared, but I knew what I was going to do. I got out of the tent when I heard the noise. I saw a glimpse of Bigfoot. The camera guy got out of the tent, and we started to look for him through the woods. And I mean, to make a long story short, we saw him. We both ran to a certain point. The Bigfoot passed right in front of us. I raised my gun and I shot. But I was still nervous, so I didn't get a clean headshot. I shot him in the back. As soon as I shot him in the back, he took off. And what he did was he made a circle. Because when he started to run, I started to run. And I got to a certain point, and this Bigfoot was just made a big circle around back to where the camera guy was standing. Because the camera guy wasn't shocked, because as soon as I took the first shot, we had a kind of like a scuffle, like, what are you doing? And he was like getting mad that I took a shot. So when I ran after him, the Bigfoot circled back around, and that's where the Bigfoot pushed the camera guy down and busted open his face, broke the camera. But the camera was still rolling and stuff. And as soon as he did that, then I took the last shot, which hit him in the back of the neck and went up through his head and out his teeth here and knocked his teeth out.
Wow. What did that Bigfoot, so after he knocked him out, then what happened?
Well, after I shot him, because I shot him after he attacked the camera guy. Now, I didn't shoot him because he attacked the camera guy. I really didn't care about the camera guy at that time. I was going to shoot him anyway, so So it's not self-defense or anything. I wanted to kill a Bigfoot so I could prove to the world that it's not a tooth fairy or the Easter bunny. So when I shot him the second time, he collapsed instantly. And I ran up there to see if Morgan was okay. He is the documentary filmmaker.
BBC.
And
For BBC?
for BBC, yes.
Okay.
And he seemed really shaken, and then I went to the Bigfoot and I tried to pull and look for a zipper or look for something that, because I don't know really if I just shot a man or I really don't know what I just shot. Now, is this just a person trying to play a joke on me? Is this just a trick? Didn't I just kill a man in a suit? I didn't know. So I started to look for zippers and anything, and then I couldn't find it. And that was a relief. And so what we did next is, the homeless people heard the shots and they came out. And there was a certain group of homeless people that we basically hired. And we basically told them that they will get a piece of the pie. And they're no longer homeless now because of what happened in those woods. So basically they was like the guards to keep everyone else out. So they wouldn't know about it, so we wouldn't have to pay them to cause their involvement in this, because this is a big thing, and we knew that it was a big thing. So what we did the morning is I refused to leave the Bigfoot. I refused. So Morgan went out and we rented a truck. And we rented a cooler truck with a lift gate. And we pulled it up to a certain point because there was no way that we was getting this big truck back there. And those same homeless people helped us drag this out of the woods. But there was an embankment right there. So when we pushed him over the embankment, we thought that we would hold the tarp and it would like slide down easy. But as soon as this hit the embankment, it flew down and the Bigfoot rode off the tarp. It was kind of humorous, but we was trying to get this on the lift gate and up and in the truck and out of the area before anybody saw. So we finally got him on the truck. We got in our trucks and SUVs we rented, and we went to another location and then started to call places. And the thing was that when you call a place and you say you got a Bigfoot body, they hang up on you immediately. So I called at least 15 or 20 local places. No one would even talk to me. So I started to think, oh, well, I'm going to get it closer to my house because I want to watch this thing. So I started calling places in Las Vegas, and luckily I found one that would even talk to me at all. And they said, well, just bring what you got here, and if it is what you say it is, then we'll be happy to keep it and study it.
So did you move to San Antonio for a couple of months to do this? No. I flew back to San Antonio to film with the BBC. Oh, and then you flew back to Las Vegas.
And then, well, I didn't fly back to Las Vegas because we had the body.
Oh, okay. But you said that you found someone in Las Vegas who was willing to take it.
Correct.
Okay. So at that point, what happened?
Well, at that point, the people that were involved, my investors was notified and stuff, so they can start picking up the bills and stuff. Cause the truck rental was like crazy high. I mean, at the end of the day, it was over $30,000. But people started to get worried that it may be half human or something, or we broke laws, and you know how the British people are. They're real scary about stuff. So they wanted to call the local Fish and Game, and I said, no, I don't want to call the local Fish and Game. I would rather call someone in the federal government. So we got the number, and after many calls, we finally got a hold of a person. And they told us that they will meet us at a certain university to take a look at it. So we drove it to a certain university.
You can't say which one it is?
No.
Okay.
And the federal lady met us out there, and she was in jeans and a t-shirt and had a badge like it was no big deal. And she looked at it. She got a couple of samples, hair, flesh, and a swab mouth type sample, and blood, and some other things she did. And she looked at me and said, who killed this thing? And I said, I did. And she said, congratulations. And then that's all we heard from them. Until they called us back 4 or 5 days later and said, it's not human, you broke no laws, and once again, congratulations. So at that time, we were already in Vegas, and when we got to Vegas, the place did not have a facility to keep this beast. So they said, so after they saw it, they said, okay, well, we're going to build one. So they immediately started to build a sort of like a co-storage place on their facility, which they didn't have one before. So we had to rent the truck, and that's what got us over a $30,000 bill. And from then to now, all kinds of tests has been done, DNA, autopsy, everything has been done. So when the body comes out, there's going to be scientists with the body. That's very credible scientists, not anyone from the Bigfoot community. They're very credible scientists that did not believe in Bigfoot before is coming out. They studied it, and they're going to say this is a real Bigfoot. This is Bigfoot.
Okay. Okay, so then, first of all, when did those scientists take a look at it and analyze it?
They started about 6 or 7 days after the death of Bigfoot.
And that was like 2012 still?
Yes, that was September. It was in September of 2012 when they started to analyze it and stuff.
Okay. What can you tell me a little bit about how Bigfoot looks? The Bigfoot that you killed? How tall was he? How heavy?
He is around 8 foot 8 inches tall. He's over 800 pounds. He's just huge. Did you ever see the tent video?
No, I should take a look at that.
Oh, well, that is the Bigfoot before I killed him. That video was shot in the morning, and I killed him during the night. So you really need to look at this video. And everybody, now you have to understand that I am the most hated person in the Bigfoot community, because they do not want someone like me to make this kind of discovery, because I talk really bad about the Bigfoot community. And they really hate me. And they're jealous of what I did, because it wasn't one of them. But now, it's been around 6 months. People has tried to discredit this film, my film. They couldn't do it. So they personally attacked me. When that didn't work, they had personally attacked my supporters. When that didn't work, they're quiet now. On the 30th of April, in 18 more days, the film was changed from Men of Monsters to Shooting Bigfoot. And it will premiere at the Hot Docs Film Festival on April 30th. And that's where you will see the Bigfoot. I'm also being given some footage from that night that will go on YouTube immediately.
On September 30th?
On September 30th. And it will go on YouTube immediately. And
so, do you think that the same one that you saw at Home Depot, this was the same one?
Well, at first...
Oh, the one that you saw in Home Depot, was that in San Antonio?
Yes, that was near the same area. I mean, that's what brought me back to that area to begin with.
Okay.
At first, I did, but then an independent investigator went out, and he tried to disprove what I was saying. But all he has done was prove exactly what I was saying. And he interviewed the homeless, and they said that there were Bigfoot out there. They heard of me. They never met me, but they was giving him their own accounts of Bigfoot. But when he was filming these guys, what they said, a lot of stuff they said just stuck in me, like where Bigfoot rubs up against their tent. And everyone has told me that, hey, I mean, Bigfoot likes to rub up against the tent out in San Antonio. So I said, wow. And then all the deer carcasses all around that area. So I said, well, there has to be another Bigfoot there, because this all happened after I killed one and left. I thought that this was the only Bigfoot there, but I know now it's not. And now we are planning on going back there very soon to try to capture one alive.
Okay. So since you shot him, you've been in touch with the people, the homeless people and stuff like that, and they said that they've been seeing deer carcasses and stuff?
No. The homeless people that was directly involved are no longer homeless, because we made sure of that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but what I'm saying is a independent investigator went out there and interviewed different homeless people that I've never saw in my life, and they're saying the same thing, that this just happened a week ago or 2 days ago or a month ago. So that tells me another Bigfoot is there. And
yeah. What's the type of evidence that he's there?
The homeless people, witness statements, the deer carcasses, the animal carcasses that's abundant throughout the place, And this is the same thing that I saw when I killed the first one.
Okay. Did the Bigfoot that you killed, did he have like, what color was his hair and where was it? And is it all over his face? What?
Well, it's not all. You really need to look at the tent video, and you will see. But a lot of stuff that I can't go in on or into, and I already said too much to you. But there's a lot of stuff I can't go into right now that I will be able to go into after the film.
Okay. How many people did it take to pick him up?
A lot of people. I can't go into that now, but I will tell you there was several people there after this was done.
Why did you kill him? Did you feel like he was mean or something?
No, I killed him for, I guess that I was selfish. I wanted redemption for the hoax that I pulled in 2008, and for all the people that has told me that their families or friends laugh at them when they tell them their experience with Bigfoot, and this will prove without a doubt that there is a Bigfoot and their stories are true. And that will give them redemption too. Okay,
and so you kind of like regretted doing the hoaxes, do you think? The hoax video?
Absolutely. I regretted doing the hoax, but if I didn't do the hoax, then we wouldn't be here right now.
Were you scared of Bigfoot? Are you scared of Bigfoot, or do you think he's like nice?
I don't think that they're going to be nice to me now, but the one in San Antonio again now, there has been reports of this Bigfoot being really aggressive. So we'll just have to see when we get down there. We're going to try to capture it alive. We're going to try to tranquilize it. Net it, somehow capture this beast.
So you do think there are more of them out there?
Oh, absolutely. I didn't think until a week or two ago when this investigator went out and started to investigate my claim, and basically he has proven my claim. And now there's more Bigfoot there. Or maybe there was Bigfoot there before, but I thought there was only one. But as far as the whole country, absolutely, they're all over the place. I believe there's over 5,000 Bigfoots
across the nation.
Yes.
Okay. And one last question. I was gonna say, oh, you call him a beast. Do you think that, and that's like a negative term, do you think the Bigfoot is really like mean and nasty, something to be feared?
Ma'am, without going into too much details, maybe his appearance from the outside looks like a cross between a human and an ape that's really big. But from what I've seen with the double rows of teeth and his jaw structure, how wide it opens, and his internal organs are in different places, this is a beast. This is nothing else but a real monster that I killed.
Okay, and then you said you put him in your freezer, right? Is that why? No, I didn't put them in my freezer. I rented a freezer truck. Okay. And that's how we transported this beast. Okay.
Don't get confused with 2008.
Okay. All right, so April 30th is when this is going to premiere at the festival. Are you going to post, do you have a YouTube channel?
Yes, I do. It's R Dyer 678. That's R DYER 678.
Okay, I will follow you.
And I have a Facebook too.
And then, so will you upload any videos? Like on April 30th, will you upload that video?
Yes, I will.
Or the movie? What are you uploading?
I will upload the last 5 minutes of the movie. And that's when all hell breaks loose.
I'll call you before then, but would it be alright to include that into my story?
Absolutely.
Okay, and I'll copyright it and stuff. And this will probably be will be in May, and I'll show you, like I'll send you a link to it, but...
I guarantee you that.
Well, don't forget me when you get famous, okay?
I will not, I promise.
I'm a believer. Thank you so much, Rick, for your time.
Thank you, Sue.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.